Well, you know the deal with any work truck. You want to be able to carry a big load, and you want to do it securely and with peace of mind.
So what we did is call up our friends at TruckU, and they sent us their newest, latest, greatest rack. It's the T-Rack G2. Now, at first glance, you can tell that this is a premium rack. I mean, the finish on this extruded aluminum is awesome. It's double powder coated, so you know it's not only going to look good now, but it'll look good by the time you're done with this truck and the next one and the next one. But it's really practical because what we're going to be able to do is keep the functionality of this guy's bed, but give him about 800 pounds of storage up above, and it'll be stored safely and securely.
You know, the other cool thing is it comes with all the hardware that you need. Everything is right there in the kit, and there's something extra as well. A lot of things that you might buy that are similar to this, you're going to have to upgrade for the toolbox part of the kit, right? Well, you don't have to do that. I mean, some of them, that might cost $40 or $50 additional dollars. That's included in this kit. So they've got everything you need and more.
Well, and they didn't cut any corners, too. You look at stuff like this, like these clamps that slide in place. This is all aluminum. The end caps here, these are aluminum. They even thought and put a little dry lock on the end of these bolts so it was going to act like a Loctite. They thought of all the little odds and end things, didn't cut any corners, which is great.
Yep, and it's easy to install, which brings me to the next point. Let's get this baby in.
Yeah, let's get going.
Right?
Now we're up inside the bed of the truck. Believe it or not, most of our installation is done. We assembled these rails down on the ground, and believe it or not, from box, taking it out of the box to getting it up in here and having it all finished and done, about 30 minutes for 2 people, and you really can't beat that. It's a pretty easy install.
Yeah, and while we have an extra piece laying around, let's take a look at the internal ribbing right here. This is actually going to serve a couple of purposes. One, this is going to give it a lot more strength all the way down. And the bolts, everything bolts together and they're hidden. So what that does is that replaces up the old welded system that you might be familiar with, and it makes the pieces, I don't want to say smaller, but easier to store, because let's say you want to take the whole thing apart for some reason and you want to tuck it away. You can do that a lot easier. If everything comes apart, you can just slide it out of sight, out of mind. There's another advantage too to being able to take this all apart, and that is on the off-shot chance that you smash this truck into something. Let's say you break this piece right here. You call them up there at TruckU and you say, hey, my name's Bruno Massel. You might have seen me on TV, and yeah, I drove the truck into a tree again, and it happens. Can I just have this one piece sent to me so I can put it back together nice and easy? And do me a favor, don't tell Matt Steele about it.
That was one time, by the way. He's getting back to the installation here. Let's say you don't have the bed here, a bed liner inside of your truck. Now, they give you these little rubber mats, so they'll go down underneath these bars here, so it'll protect your truck. You won't damage it. Also, these little clamps are neat because they've got a little groove here, and it'll fit inside this channel, so when it clamps it down, it won't allow it to slide off from underneath it. They've gone beyond that, too, in the fact that most people just give you a bolt that you crank into the side of your truck and damage up your truck. Well, they give you this little U-bolt here. What you're doing is you're actually going up into the U-bolt or U-channel, and that's distributing the load across a larger area. So it's not only going to save your truck, it's going to help keep this thing more secure inside of it.
Now let's talk about the tie downs. Now Bruno mentioned a little bit earlier, these are all aluminum as well. It's not made out of cheap plastic junk, so they're not going to break on you. They're going to hold up, and they slide in. It's got a slotted groove right up there, and it slides in nice and easy. And you take a look at that, and now you can just screw it down there and tighten up your load. Now, Bruno also mentioned that these are aluminum on the ends too. Now, that's a big, big deal, because think about it. If you get a little bit lazy, you're just not paying attention one day, we all do it from time to time, and you put your load up here, but you forget to tighten this down, and you turn the corner and it shifts, bang. All right, this aluminum piece is going to hold up, and it's going to keep your load up here. If that's plastic and it's been out in the sun, it's going to break and your load's going off the side of the truck. So that's just another advantage. And again, it's also grooved on the bottom. So think about that. You've got your milled surface right up here that this slides into, and right there it comes out, and right on the bottom that slides in. So if you're pulling into the garage and you don't have clearance for this, you can just slide them down there on the bottom. Nice and easy. Or if you want to hook things and use the bottom, you can do that too.